Welcome to the 15th Annual Charles Templeton Ragtime and Jazz Festival, presented by Mississippi State University Libraries. Due to COVID-19, we decided to transition our festival to a virtual event. Our planning committee has done a great job developing a program that I know you will find entertaining. While this year's festival is virtual, we hope to be in person for the 2022 festival. The festival is an outreach and engagement project from the library that extends the life of the Charles Templeton Sr. Music Museum and Collection, housed in Mitchell Memorial Library. Friday Night Show is a retrospective from the last 10 years of Ragtime and Jazz festivals. If you enjoy this evening and tomorrow night, please consider making a gift to our annual giving campaign. If you would like to support the library by providing a gift, visit the festival website at festival.library.msstate.edu. You'll also see the information for your gift to support this kind of innovative programming across your screen. Finally, as interim dean of the MSU Libraries, I would like to dedicate the 2021 Charles Templeton Ragtime Jazz Festival to Dean Emerita Frances Coleman, whose leadership sustained the library for over 50 years. It was her vision that made this festival an annual event. Thank you. Now, Associate Dean Stephen Canetto will introduce the show.
Thank you, Tommy. At this time, I'd like to thank Jeff Barnhart. Jeff is our artistic director again this year. He has been fantastic to work with. Without he and his wife, Ann, we would not have been able to make this festival a reality. Certainly want to thank them for all the hours that they put into this. I also want to take this time to thank David Garraway, the director of the MSU Television Center, for his work. Without his expertise and creativity, we would not have been able to put this festival together. This time, I'd also like to thank our sponsors, the Mississippi Arts Commission, the National Endowment for the Arts, the MSU Television Center, Office of Public Affairs, and the Department of Music Education, as well as the Greater Starkville Development Partnership. Without their support, we could not have made this festival and the past festivals a reality. So thank you. Also, we of course want to take this opportunity to thank our performers from over the years. Tonight's performances will be a retrospective from the past 10 years, and we've had a great opportunity to bring those to you tonight. So we thank all the performers for all their work that they've done over the years. At this time, I'd like to introduce Chip Templeton, one of the festival co-chairs. Chip?
Thank you, Stephen. I too would like to welcome you to the Charles Templeton Ragtime and Jazz Festival, evening number 1 this year. We have a great show lined up tonight. I'm here tonight to introduce Mr. Jeff Barnhart in just a moment. But before I introduce him, I want to tell you a little bit about him. For those that know him, know that he wears well and you can't wait to see him again because he's so charismatic in his personality and very talented in his music and so forth. But before he comes out here, just want to thank him for all he has done for us here at the university in putting together our shows for the last many years. And not only that, but for being such a great historian and educator as well as musician. And this means an awful lot to us because he fits right into what we're trying to do here at the university. Just want to, again, get you all ready for an action-packed show we're about to have. So now we're going to Jeff Barnhart, not in Starkville, but in Mystic, Connecticut. Take it away, Jeff.
Thank you for that great intro, Chip. While I miss you and your family, Stephen, Linda Graham, and all of the friends Ann and I have made down there in Starkville over the past several years, I am delighted that we could work together to create a retrospective of our festival over the past decade. We're going to begin with a set of classic ragtime and a few surprises, featuring Reginald Robinson, Brian Holland, and myself, along with a 2010 appearance by a then 18-year-old Adam Swanson. But first, let's hear from Reginald Robinson himself.
Hello, everyone. What have I been up to lately? Well, what I've been up to lately is writing new music and recording that new music. It's been taking a while to put together an album. I've been working on it for some years now. And like I did with Man Out of Time, Man Out of Time took about 11 years, and I'm hoping this one won't take 11 years to complete. But I'm actually looking to, maybe release it sometime this year or at the latest next year, sometime early next year. And it'll be ragtime and other styles of music, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
It's just so absurd. Somebody looks like me saying that, but it's fun. We should all try it. On the count of three, yeah, man. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, man.
We're so pleased to tell you tonight about another donation that was made to the Mississippi State University Libraries. In 2020, Jeff Barnhart contacted me to let me know that we had another opportunity to receive another large sheet music collection. Jeff introduced us to Jim Cleary, the son of Janice Cleary. And Janice had collected a very large collection of sheet music that spans 175 years worth of music. The collection was something that she loved and had a passion for. She wanted to collect as much sheet music as she could that represented all different types of genres. And she wanted to make this collection available to the world. So Jeff and I had a conversation with Jim Cleary, had a discussion about how we could make this collection available and preserve it. And they have now transferred that collection to the Mississippi State University Libraries. Our goal now is to try to organize that collection and preserve it and certainly make it available to the world. We really want to take this opportunity to thank Jeff and the Cleary family for making this donation a reality. This donation will be one that will have lasting impact on the MSU Libraries and also will open up a whole new world of research for our community.
Hello everybody. I'm delighted to be a part of the virtual Templeton Ragtime Festival this year. It's been a while since I've been down to Starkville, but it's a special place. And I understand that the university just inherited an incredible collection of music which belonged to a dear friend of mine named Janice Cleary. And she was such an amazing person who encouraged so many musicians and helped them. And we're really going to miss her. But if you're interested in catching up with what I've been doing, since the pandemic hit last year, I've been doing virtual concerts from my home here in Durango, Colorado, just about every Sunday night that I can do it. And you can find them on both my Facebook and YouTube pages. 6 o'clock Mountain Time. I do all kinds of ragtime, early jazz, music of the American Songbook, all kinds of vintage music. And I use a different theme every week. At least I try to come up with one that I haven't done yet. And so tune in if you can to one of my virtual concerts. And I hope we can be together again in person before too long. Thanks so much, everybody.
Wasn't that great to see the 18-year-old Adam Swanson morph into the 9-year-old version? Ah, the magic of technology. Janice Cleary was a dear friend of mine as well, and I was delighted to help orchestrate the donation of her massive collection of ragtime and jazz-themed sheet music to the Mississippi State University's Libraries Special Collections Department. Now, please don't pity me for having to say so many words like that in a row. Pity them for having to, over time, go through and digitize her 33,000 sheet collection. However, it's a labor of love. The library is dedicated to digitizing the collection for the enjoyment and education of interested parties worldwide. Janice Cleary's collection could have no better home. We're going to enter into the style of blues and boogie-woogie now, with 3 performances that will illustrate the wide spectrum of possibilities within those genres.
I came to Tennessee. If you follow me, baby, I will turn your money green. Follow me, baby, and I'll turn your money green. I said I show you more money than Rockefeller ever seen. If the river was whiskey and I was a duck. If the river was whiskey and I was a duck, well, I'd dive down to the bottom, I wouldn't come back up. 'Cause all she give me is trouble, I'm troubled all the time. All she give me is trouble, I'm troubled all the time. I've been in trouble so long, But the woman I hate, I see her every day. What's the use of me worrying? What's the use of me crying? Ain't no use in me worrying, ain't no use in me crying. That woman I love, she just won't pay me no mind. But if you found me, baby, I would turn your money green. Well, follow me, baby, I'll turn your money green. You know, I'll show you more money than Rockefeller ever seen.
If I were to describe the way I play and what my interest is, it's in the tradition of jazz piano. I kind of have a broad interest in what was happening from the beginning to up through bebop, basically, and I think that's the meat of it all. And that was sort of the golden age of jazz piano. All of that was pretty potent. I try and take all of that into my own playing. My mother had a Max Morath record, all Scott Joplin music. She put it on so I could hear what it sounded like. So that was kind of the first time I heard it, and played that record quite a lot, every day, and my interest grew in it from there. What is it like being a professional pianist from New Orleans? It's great. I get to do what I love. I get to do it in a city where there's still plenty of work to do that, and for me to have the freedom to play the music that I do love. For me, it has all worked out miraculously so far. I'd say my work is split 50-50 solo work, and then I work in various configurations. The place that I work at, the Bombay Club, I pretty much have freedom to put together bands and a variety of musicians down there, whether it's something traditional or whether it's something more straight ahead, bebop oriented. I have the freedom to do that and have access to all of these musicians. One thing that I strive for and that I would hope people recognize is I want to play things authentically, yet have my own voice within it. So if I'm playing something that's supposed to be in a New Orleans style, I hope I've absorbed it well enough where I can play something that is unmistakably New Orleans, but still sound like myself.
I would like to introduce to you in just a moment Mr. Dave Jason, coming to us from Queens, New York City here in just a moment. But before I introduce him, I want to tell you a little bit about him. He has been a longtime friend of the Templeton household. When my father was alive and began this collection, he and Dave were collectors together and had a long friendship. Since that time, and with the creation of the Templeton Music Museum and the library, we reacquainted ourselves with Dave at that time, and he's been a part of what we've been doing here at the library for our purposes here with ragtime, early jazz, and so forth. He's written dozens of books. This is my favorite, Dave, still. Many CDs and so forth, but the main thing is he's just a great guy and the world's expert on 21st century music. I give you Mr. Dave Jason.
When I first came to Starkville in 2006 and met Frances Coleman, then Director of Libraries at the Mississippi State University, she asked me if I wanted to inaugurate an annual festival honoring the ragtime and phonograph machine collections of Charles Templeton. When I started the festival in 2007, I remember introducing Jeff Barnhart, Brian Holland, and Frederick Hodges by saying, "I can't wait to hear Jeff, Brian, and Frederick performing ragtime." It is 2021, and I still can't wait to hear them 15 years later.
I was exposed to American music mostly when I was a kid. About 15, 16, I joined a classic jazz band secretly from the conservatorium because, of course, in Italy, in Milan, jazz music is not as popular as it is in the US. Basically, the spontaneity of this music, it was very instinctive for me because I heard this music since when I was born. So it was very easy for me to play something that has chords and a melody and that you can improvise on. Since I was beginning playing the piano and studying classical music, written music, I started playing some simple songs and trying to add my own elements, my own little improvisations. So it was pretty easy. I didn't even think that I wanted to play that repertoire. The more I go on, the more I try to learn more from the sheet music. Because, of course, coming from Italy, I started playing this repertoire with amateur musicians, and many of them, they learn the songs from the recordings, and they learn them wrong sometimes. They don't even know what's the original melody of a certain song. So I was not thinking of that until some years ago when I started playing with some American musicians that said and suggested try to look for the sheet music and learn these American songs first in the way they are written, and then if you want to make your own variations of them and improvise on them, you can do it, of course, but first you have to learn the songs in the way they are written. So I luckily now I have access to many more resources, and internet is a great, of course, source of information. I make sure when I go to record something, if I record a song, I want to see the sheet music first and learn it, and then I will try to make it in a way that fits more my personality and try to make it, to improvise on it. But that's very important, I think.
I am so thrilled to have seen Dave Jason introduce that exciting segment you just enjoyed. Dave was the original artistic director for our festival, and when he suggested me to take his place, I knew I had huge shoes to fill, and purple socks to wear as well. Dave did not mention Stephanie Trick and Paolo Alderighi, the couple you saw in that past segment, as he did not know them, so he didn't know what to expect. I'm sure he does now. You can see more of them on tomorrow's program, so please tune in. Now let's tune into an old friend, the only single pianist I know who can sound like two pianists at once. Hence, his tongue-in-cheek inclusion in the previous segment. Frederick Hodges.
Greetings, my friends. I am Frederick Hodges, and I am delighted to have this chance to say hello to you. Like many of you, I have been having a very busy pandemic. I have taken this opportunity to sort through sheet music, catalog it, scan it, learn it. I have been practicing the piano. I have been giving online concerts and accompanying silent movies at silent film festivals, all online. It's been quite interesting. Many of these you can see on YouTube if you go to my YouTube channel, or if you go to my website, frederickhodges.com. That'll show you the links that'll take you so that you can enjoy all the things that I have been quite busy doing. Anyway, thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this show. It's a great honor.
Frederick is such a classy musician in person. I know we're going to have him back in a future year to our festival. You'll hear more from him before this evening is through. Our next segment features some early jazz and a brief but important life lesson. The jazz will be provided by Ivory and Gold with banjoist Eddie Erickson guesting, as well as Mimi Blay. Better known for ragtime, Mimi has long made Eubie Blake's jazz standard Memories of You her own. Finally, Mr. Erickson will edify us with a word of wisdom.
I just played in elementary school. My next door neighbor and I were best friends. We palled around and she played flute, and so we played flute together. And then I grew up and I was going to be a chef. And my dad said, "That's not a real career." And I said, "Okay, fine, I'll play the flute instead." I was classically trained. And so when I went into my music studies, it was from a very classical, very formal standpoint. I had never played ragtime or jazz until Jeff and I got together. And so for me, it was a very terrifying experience because I had always played for my whole life up until that point from things on a page. So all of a sudden, he's taking away the page and I'm supposed to just, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Because it's a whole different language. And so slowly over time, you learn to forget some things and learn other things and use your ears a lot more.
Anne has progressed so beautifully with her improvising, her hot mama singing. She's doing blues like nobody's business. If she has a program planned, I'll go with what she's got. And if it's just me out there, I'm gonna figure it out as I go. I think really, I want people to just remember the joy I have every time I sit at the keys and not worry about whether it's exactly the way somebody else wrote it years ago. That's what I enjoy most, is playing to the moment, to the people who were there at the time.
We're on the road 40 weeks out of the year. It can be a challenge because you're together all the time. There is no apart time. So it's a very delicate balancing act, but yet it's incredibly safe because both of us, when we're together on stage, always have each other's backs. We can communicate on stage or from if I'm out in the house and he's on stage. We have this method of communication that baffles people. And so it's a very safe and wonderful place to be.
ought to mention about Eddie, you've already talked with him, but he's a world-class entertainer. He truly embodies, I think, what it is to, no matter what your material, making 100% of it and making the audience forget where they are, who they are, how they're feeling. They're totally in the moment. As soon as he comes on stage and steps forward, he owns it. And in a way that I've never seen anybody else do.
Now bye blues, bye blues. How the birds sing and the bells ring. The sun is shining and there's no more pining. Just with you, smiling through. Don't sigh, don't cry, bye bye blues.
Don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Don't leave things half finished. That's as far as I've gotten, but
We're going to go south now. Not emotionally or psychologically. Really, how can you with such terrific music? I mean literally south, to Latin America for some of what General Morton coined the Spanish tinge. A tango-like rhythm in the left hand supports syncopated melodies in the right. There is no one I'd rather hear play this material than my good friend Scott Kirby. He'll share two pieces with you, the first being a tango waltz by Lionel Velasco called Rosa of Caracas. That's fun to say, you should try it. The second is a rag created by Jesse Pickett called The Dream. Scott performs Eubie Blake's version of this exciting and rather sinister piece. Coming your way now, a second helping of classic ragtime with another surprise twist, this time from our good friend Martin Spitznagel, who will provide a straight performance of the best-known rag in history prior to Martinizing it. M is for MSU, not Martin, but it can still work. As well, Virginia Tishner will share a spirited version of a terrific rag called The Thriller, written by May Aufderheide. What could be better than a rag composed by a woman and performed by a woman? Nothing that I can think of at the moment.
Hello, Templeton Ragtime and Jazz Festival patrons. It's Martin Spitznagel here in Pennsylvania, and I am delighted to be joining you virtually on this evening concert. I'm sorry that we can't be together in person. Certainly, the world has turned upside down here in the last year and a half, and it's been quite a ride for musicians and non-musicians alike. And I, for one, have been very grateful for the sounds of happy music and good memories to keep me company as we slowly get the world back into order. I've got no upcoming performances and no new CD projects, and not even entirely sure that I have got lunch scheduled for later today. But we're taking it a day at a time. And if you'd like to hear more about the things I'm not doing, you can check out my website at martinspitznagel.com. And I've got a new YouTube channel that I'm bumping a few things up to here and there when I'm not changing diapers or building Legos or giving PowerPoint presentations for work. So tell you what, it's been an adventurous time in not doing things. And I'm very excited to one day soon be together and make music and memories again. So my love to you all. Thanks for joining us, and I'll hopefully see you soon.
Scott Joplin wrote The Entertainer, right? There he is. Scott Joplin, circa 1910, 1911, thereabouts. Very serious dude. And I was thinking, well, what could I do with The Entertainer that would be interesting and fun? I need to mess around with this piece. And I was like, oh, hey, didn't Ray Charles write a piece called Mess Around? There he is. And so here's what I thought, what we need, we live in the age of mashups, ladies and gentlemen, internet mashups. And so I thought, I'm going to mash up Scott Joplin and Ray Charles messing around with The Entertainer.
Ragtime is my life, just like it was for my dad, you know. Ragtime has always been near and dear to my heart. My father, Traber Tishner, got interested in the music as a teenager, and his first exposure was actually piano rolls. And so the family had my grandparents had a player piano in the basement, and so they had a few piano rolls. Well, when he got an interest in the music, he started looking for it. And so his grandmother, she would actually take him around St. Louis to record stores, antique stores, bookstores at the time, looking for piano rolls. This music would never have existed, again, that you and I could even be talking about it and even playing it today if it weren't people who were finding it and taking, you know, again, keeping it and preserving it for us. Especially now being the daughter of a collector who sadly has passed away and is now confronted with a big collection herself in terms of what will happen with this. If these collections are not really put into a library type system, where would they be? They'll be in my basement in Oakland, California, and it shouldn't be there. My father was a person who wanted to share his music with anyone who was interested. He would, at the drop of a hat, go take a stack of music and go copy it for anybody who called him up or sent him a letter. He wanted to share it. He would have always wanted to have been able to put his collection in a public place. I think it's just fantastic what you guys have done here at the library.
It's time to return to the scintillating world of blues and boogie. As always, we like to throw you curveballs to keep your ears on their toes. Is that even possible? The first tune is a jiving number rendered by Tom Hook, who we are excited to say you can hear in tomorrow's program as well. The second piece is technically a rag, but sports a section simply dripping in blues. It's an original piece by Larissa Migachov and includes some lovely work by the incredible clarinetist Dave Bennett. Finally, you'll hear a terrific version of Bumble Boogie by a very surprising source. But first, a greeting from Larissa.
Hi everyone. I miss this wonderful festival and I hope to see everyone again in person soon. I haven't performed anywhere for a year already. The only ragtime thing I've done during this COVID times was the virtual West Coast Festival, which was a really wonderful thing and much appreciated. I've been filling my time with working and homeschooling my daughter and stuff like that. My music website is at www.larissamigachovmusic.com, and I don't have any new CDs out or anything, but you can get my existing CDs there or at CD Baby. And I really, really miss the ragtime people, and I can't wait to see everyone again.
I'm a real passionate fan of American history in particular, and particularly popular culture and popular music, all American popular music, from the earliest colonials up to modern times. Ragtime, which is the hallmark of this particular event, is one of the big transitional points in American popular music. And it's very important for that reason because it was a bridge between the European classical music and American popular music. Oink, oink, moo, moo, oink, 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 moo. Well,
said the chick in the barnyard. Pen quack quack, said the duck, won't you let me in? Cluck cluck, a little red hen, boogie in the barnyard. How I said the dog from another pole. Moo moo said the cow, let the butter roll. Cluck cluck, a little red hen, boogie in the barnyard. Well, barnyard would jump in, everybody having a fling. Even old MacDonald had to do a little corner swing. Bow wow, said the dog in the circus top. Meow, said the cat, please don't stop. Cluck, cluck, a little red hen, boogie in the barnyard.
I tend to lean a lot towards the music of New Orleans, the rhythm and blues, the jazz, the early jazz that came out of that area. I'm kind of a 19th century guy. Just something about that. Being able to go back to a gentler time and recapture that.
Well, even Uncle Ezra got caught with a dozen eggs. I saw Susie kill chicken with a banana leg. Bow wow, meow, meow, meow. I said cluck, cluck, a little red hen gonna boogie in the barnyard. Bow wow, cluck, cluck, moo, moo, meow. That's all, I'm gone.
Greetings, ragtime fans and friends. I'm pianist Richard Dowling. Welcome to the Charles Templeton Ragtime and Jazz Festival, 2021 virtual style. I was thrilled to be invited as a guest artist 6 years ago and hope that you will enjoy this recorded performance from the 2015 festival. If you like what you hear, my CDs of classical and ragtime, including the Grammy-nominated set of the complete works of Scott Joplin, are available through my website, dowlingmusic.com.
Were you surprised by Bumble Boogie? Of course, we all know Richard Dowling as a primo exponent of Joplin, Lamb, and Zez Confrey, as well as a brilliant interpreter of Chopin and other classical composers. But the best musicians can always surprise you. Hope no one got stung. Ragtime as a genre continues to evolve, and many great players have contributed recent new rag compositions, continuing an over-century-long tradition. Here are 3 newer rags. The oldest is from 1963. Enjoy the diverse sounds of contemporary ragtime and also a brief visit from each of the performers.
Hi everyone, this is Virginia Tishner saying hello from Oakland, California. It was a musical highlight for me to participate in several of the past Charles Templeton festivals. It is a pleasure to be included in this year's online festival. Thanks for having me. I miss all of you and look forward to playing music in person again when it is safe to do so. Enjoy the festival.
Hey everybody, Dave Mazak in St. Louis. What a year it's been. Just let you know, I'm still working on Dogs and Cats. We haven't stopped that. Haven't played much, as no one has. I'd like to thank Jeff for putting this event on. It's a marvelous idea. I hope you all enjoy it. What I've been working on Duke Ellington's Jubilee Stomp. If you want to look at my website, ragtimedrdave.net. Unfortunately, right now we're rebuilding it. There's been some computer delays. Other than that, everything's the same. I hope you enjoy my tune, 40 Years On, by Terry Waldo. Also, one last note, for those of you who know Red Lear in the Dixieland world, he passed on this December. We had a very nice service for him. Other than that, we'll hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Ragtime has become probably the only part of my musical life. When you're a musician, you're always looking for that thing or something that is what you're going to grab onto and you feel you're going to excel at. And I'd been looking for something like that in my musical life for years and years and years and years and years. And I just didn't have it. I didn't have that fulfillment, that wholeness, if you will. And when I was in Sedalia, I was sitting outside the big tent down there listening. I don't even remember who I was listening to. It's not important. And it hit me. Ragtime had always been right there my entire life. It had always been right in front of me. It just was not coming up and grabbing me. And I just, probably because I didn't let it. And when I had the freedom of playing down there and meeting these other wonderful performers and now friends, it just became part of my life. And now it is all my life. My wife said when we were first married, she married a veterinarian who plays music, and now she's married to a musician who's a veterinarian. So it's become that important. The Templeton Museum provides access to this huge sheet music collection. A lot of this music has been published as far as in the day when it was written, but it has not been republished to today's market. What the Templeton Music Library and libraries provide are access to people like us who preserve the music, who then can go to the Templeton Museum, pull that thing up. So not only is Templeton preserving it, Templeton is helping the preservation of that piece, because now people are actually hearing what you have in your library. To keep this music alive really requires a lot of work. There aren't that many of us in the world that play this style. But without the Templeton Festival, without the West Coast Festival, without the Scott Joplin Festival in Sedalia, Missouri, the West Coast Festival in Sacramento, California, now we come to the Templeton Festival, which is about, they've spread out into more of the early jazz. Also music that needs to be kept alive. It is the first, at least I believe, the first true American music. It was never any place in the world until the turn of the 20th century. That was when the world first heard ragtime. That was when America finally had its own art form. Everything else that musically the world owes to America started with ragtime. And I think most of this, that's one of the reasons why festivals like this and festivals all over, even the smaller festivals, are important. People have to hear this music. When they hear it, they like it. I think it's marvelous that Templeton Museum is picking this art form, this musical art form, to preserve. That always amazed me when the Templeton Festival started. It's a risk to present ragtime. It's not in the mainstream. It's a niche music, and it is a tiny niche music. And because we're also preservationists, maybe a little differently, we feel it's our duty to be here to help preserve this music. You're doing a marvelous job, taking a huge risk trying to preserve something that is definitely not mainstream. And I think it's our duty as performers of the music to come here and help any way we can.
Hi everybody, Brian Holland here, coming to you from my home in Nashville, Tennessee. I am thrilled to be a part of this little trip down memory lane with the Templeton Ragtime and Jazz Festival. And I want to thank Jeff Barnhart for making this happen. I want to thank the folks down in Starkville, Mississippi, all my old friends down there. Miss you guys, really do. I've only got a minute to talk to you folks, so I want to say thanks so much for joining us on this live stream, and thank you for all the support that you continue to show us. And I'm going to tell you about my website. Please go visit shanesmohawk.com. And when you get a chance, please also check out my YouTube page. Please like and subscribe. And hey, let's get on with the show. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
I decided to get casual for this next part because it's all jazz all the time, and I get to be in every segment, each tune. My friends Dave Bennett, Hal Smith, and I are going to give you a trio version of Mississippi State University's Fight Song. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then my dear friend Eddie Erickson and I are going to do a great tune. He's playing guitar and singing for you and sharing his philosophy of life. It'll be very warm and uplifting. Finally, we're going to take you to the great Big Apple, where friends of mine from New York and I do a terrific old traditional jazz tune. Enjoy.
Hi everybody, this is Dave Bennett. I hope you're all doing well. This has been a very strange year for all of us. I've been spending the past year composing new music and the various different styles that I play. And hopefully this coming summer I will be able to start performing again. If you'd like to come see us play, you can always go to our website, which is davebennett.com, or you can find us on Facebook or Instagram. Until then, I hope everybody at Templeton is doing very well. I hope you're all healthy, safe, and blessed, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. Thanks. Bye.
dear old state, fight for a victory today. Hit that line, toe that ball, cross that goal before you fall, and we will yell, 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 for dear old state, we'll yell like hell. Fight for Mississippi State, win the game today. Just toe that ball, cross the goal before you fall, and we will yell, 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 yell. For dear old state, we'll yell like hell. Fight for Mississippi State, win the game today.
Always look for the silver lining whenever clouds appear in the blue. Remember somewhere the sun is shining, so the right thing to do is make it shine just for you. A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sorrow and strife. So always look for the silver lining. Try to find the sunny side of life.
When I was 12 or 13, I saw a banjo hanging in a music store, and it was just displayed in the window, and I thought it was a beautiful instrument. So I asked my parents at Christmas time what do you want for Christmas? I said, I saw a banjo, I really want a banjo. They paid for half of it, and for me to keep interest in it, I had to pay for the rest of it and also take lessons. So I did that. I got a paper route and paid, monthly payments on the rest of the banjo, and I took a bus downtown San Jose and took lessons from a guy who didn't speak English too well. After 3 months, because I couldn't understand what he was saying, trying to teach me things, so I just said, can I just get a book and teach myself? And my parents said, sure.
So the instrument you're going to play this weekend for the Templeton Festival, is it just the banjo or what instruments?
I'll play the guitar also, a 6-string guitar, regularly tuned guitar, jazz guitar. Jazz guitar is improvising single string, within the chord of that measure, improvising the melody, keeping within the chord structure, and improvising your own thoughts. So it's kind of like at the moment kind of stuff. It's there are patterns that jazz players have. I have, of course, but you use those patterns as little as possible, so you can be kind of fresh all the time. more than the musicality or whatever I try to do, I hope they're entertained by me, because that's what I want to do. I just want people, I think Louis Armstrong said that he was an entertainer more than a musician. He wanted to entertain people, that was his passion. And that's mine, I want to see people smile.
Now always look for the silver lining. Whenever clouds appear in the blue, remember somewhere the sun is shining. So the right thing to do is make it shine just for you. A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sorrow and strife. So always look for the silver lining. I try to find, yes, try to find the sunny side of life, the sunny side of life, side of life, the sunny side of life.
It was so much fun being able to perform the 3 tunes you just heard with an array of such fabulous musicians. Each musician you're experiencing tonight has a strong online presence with websites, Facebook pages, YouTube channels galore. So please do search them out and hear more of their artistry. Our time draws near. We have 2 more pieces to share with you on our retrospective tonight. Once we've heard them, I think we'll all need a nap. Our first piece showcases the greatest female stride pianist in the world currently. No joke. Stephanie Trick will take us on a whirlwind version of an ironically titled minor drag. It is not a drag, it's extremely fast-paced. And while young, Stephanie, by the time she recorded this, had by then graduated from being a minor. Once you've heard Frederick Hodges' updated version of Irving Berlin's classic, The International Rag, you'll know why we couldn't follow it with anything else. Fasten your seatbelts, because here we go.
What did you do, America? They're after you, America. You got excited and you started something, nations jumping all around. You got a lot to answer for. They lay the blame right at your door. The world's gone ragtime crazy from shore to shore. London's dropped its dignity, so has France and Germany. All nations dancing to that raggedy melody full of originality. The folks who live in sunny Spain dance to that strain that they call the Spanish tango. Dukes and lords and Russian czars, men who own their motor cars, all shake their shoulders to that raggedy melody full of originality. Italian opera singers have learned to snap their fingers. The world goes round to the sound of the international rag. Now ragtime reigns victorious Our lives are rich and glorious. It's so exciting that we're syncopating, hips gyrating all around. But there's a town, it's understood, where ragtime's done the greatest good. A town of fluff and tinsel, called Hollywood. Tom Cruise does the grizzly bear, then Turkey trots with Linda Blair. All heads are spinning to that raggedy melody full of originality. The folks in dear old Hollywood say ragtime's good. We should put it in our movies. Folks way up in Beverly Hills, popping hips instead of pills. They're all high-stepping to that raggedy melody full of originality. Now every movie maker must be a shimmy shaker. Your favorite stars hum the bars to the international rag. Have you heard that Britney Spears gets applause instead of jeers when she's lip-syncing to that raggedy melody full of originality? Oh, the folks in dear old Hollywood say ragtime's good, and we'll put it in our movies. Lindsay Lohan posted bail, then bunny hopped right out of jail. Now Lindsay's tweaking to that raggedy melody full of originality. Now Paris Hilton's poodle can do the monkey doodle. The rich and dumb sing or hum to the international rag. Some in Santa Monica tango trot on Hanukkah. They spin that dreidel to the raggedy melody full of originality. At the Academy Awards, the pampered hordes give the Oscar to Scott Joplin. John Travolta, so I hear, plays Darktown Strutter's ball by ear. John thrills the nation with that raggedy melody full of originality. Though she's a left-wing commie, Streisand loves the Texas Tommy. Look up and down, Tinseltown does that international, so irrational, bass buck and wingable, almost singable, swing and swayable, highly playable, most irrational and fashionable, international rag.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we bid you adieu for the evening. But please remember that we have another evening of musical excitement in store for you tomorrow, beginning at the same time, 7 p.m. Central Time. So that's 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. If we have the honor of any listeners from other countries, we'll let you figure out your own timing. Tomorrow's show features highlights from our 2020 live festival, during which you'll have the opportunity to sample terrific music by our 2020 artists, including Jerron Blind Boy Paxton, Stephanie Trick, Paolo Alderighi, and Bill Edwards. Following that scintillating first hour, we'll be treated to bespoke performances from the musicians we had lined up to appear in person this year and who have agreed to appear live in 2022, including Josh Duffy, TJ Muller, Ivory and Gold, and the Brunius Hook Duo, featuring New Orleans legends Wendell Brunius and Tom Hook. We'll also hear from a trio made up of MSU professors, Millennia Musicae, as well as a special performance by this year's Keon Dosher Award recipient. For now, other than thanking all my friends at the library at MSU, the Charles H. Templeton Senior Music Museum, housed on the campus in the Mitchell Memorial Library, the technical staff who put together both tonight's and tomorrow's programs, the Templeton family, and of course, you, for supporting us with your interest and your ears. I wish you rhythm in your step, joy in your heart, and syncopation in your soul. See you tomorrow.